The first time I saw her, the world around me fractured. I was walking home through the neon-lit streets of New Avalon, a city that glittered with steel spires and holographic advertisements. Midnight rain hissed against the pavement, pooling into mirrored fragments of the towers above. I was just another man in the endless machinery of this metropolis. An engineer, a worker, a nobody. Or so I thought. She stepped out from the shadows of an alley, her pale face illuminated by the flicker of a broken hollow sign. Her eyes glowed, not with the soft amber of humanity, but with a shimmering crimson that pulsed like dying stars. She was beautiful in a way that defied explanation, sharp, alien yet familiar. And then she spoke my name. Elias. Her voice was velvet, carrying both music and sorrow. Finally, I've found you. Froze. Do I know you? Her lips curled into a faint smile, revealing fangs, delicate yet unmistakably predatory. You knew me once. You were my husband. And I was your wife. I laughed nervously, though my heart pounded like a trapped bird. Lady, I think you've got the wrong guy. I've never seen you before in my life. But her gaze didn't falter. If anything, her eyes deepened with something like grief. You don't remember. Not yet. But you will. A past I never lived. The next hours passed in a blur. I should have run, should have called security, but something about her presence held me captive. She knew things, small, intimate things that no stranger could. The way I hated coriander, the scar on my left knee from when I fell off a skybike at age 12, the secret song I hummed when I was nervous. Who told you these things? I demanded as we sat in the dim light of an abandoned cafe. No one told me, she said simply. I was there. With you. Before your memory was taken. Her name was Leora. She claimed she was not human, but a hybrid of two species. The Carthari, an ancient alien race that fed on life energy, and the last remnants of a dying human colony on the edge of the Andrus Rift. She told me I had once lived there with her, bound by a ritual that joined our minds and souls. You died, I said flatly. Or maybe I died. Either way, this is insane. You did die, she whispered. But not permanently. They erased your memory, transplanted you into this life. False life. To keep you from me. Her hand brushed mine, cold as marble, yet strangely comforting. Against all reason, part of me wanted to believe her. The shadow of the Syndicate. Over the following days, strange things began happening. Men in black coats followed me. My apartment was ransacked, though nothing was stolen. I caught glimpses of drones hovering at my windows, lenses glinting in the night. They know I've found you, Leora said grimly. Who's they? The Syndicate. The ones who tore us apart. They fear what we are when united. She explained that the Syndicate was a coalition of human corporations and alien mercenaries, a shadow power that manipulated entire worlds. They had sought to weaponize Leora's kind, the alien vampires, turning them into soldiers. But she had rebelled. Together, she and I had fought them, loved despite them, until they killed me. And resurrected me without memory. Sounded impossible. Yet each night, fragments surfaced in my dreams, flashes of another life. A crimson sky. A silver fortress. A woman's laughter echoing across alien hills. Always her face. Always her voice. Was memory bleeding back into me? Or was I just falling under her spell? Blood and stars. The truth came crashing when the Syndicate struck. I was ambushed leaving work. 3 men with plasma knives, moving with mechanical precision. Before I could react, Leora appeared. She moved like liquid shadow, her strength inhuman. In seconds, they were sprawled unconscious, their weapons clattering against the ground. I stared at her, shaken. "What are you?" Her crimson eyes glowed faintly. "Part of me is what your kind fears. Vampire, yes, but not as your myths imagine. I draw energy, not blood. Life itself. That is why they fear us. And me. Why am I so important?" Her expression softened, achingly human. "Because your soul is bound to mine. When we are together, I am stronger. And so are you. Together, we are a threat to them." She pressed my hand to her chest. Beneath her cold skin, her heart beat with a strange, erratic rhythm. For an instant I felt it, the bond she spoke of. A rush of warmth, of recognition, of love that defied logic. Maybe she was manipulating me. Maybe it was real. I didn't know. But I couldn't deny it any longer. Some part of me remembered her. The forgotten war. We fled the city together, pursued across the starports and wastelands. Each step awakened more of my past. I remembered the war. The Syndicate had enslaved Leora's people, forcing them into battles that devoured worlds. I had been a rebel, a pilot fighting against them. Somewhere in that storm of violence, she and I had found each other. She had saved me, and I had sworn to save her. The memories returned in fragments, sharp and painful. Our wedding beneath the twin moons of Carther Prime. Her hand in mine as we vowed eternity. The night I died, taking a blade meant for her. But the strangest memory was not of my death. It was of my rebirth. Machines tearing my body apart, rewriting my mind. A voice whispering, "Forget her. Forget yourself." Betrayal. We found shelter in the ruins of an old observatory. There Leora told me the full truth. "You were their experiment," she said. "They wanted to see if a human could anchor one of us, stabilize us. Without you I would have gone mad. With you I became whole. That was why they killed you. And why they fear you now." Her hands trembled as she touched my face. "I searched for you across galaxies. Centuries passed. I thought you were lost forever." But before I could answer, the Syndicate struck again, this time in force. Soldiers descended from the skies, weapons blazing. The observatory shook with fire. Leora fought like a storm unleashed, but even she was overwhelmed. They captured her in chains of searing light. And when they turned to me, I did something I never thought possible. I unleashed power. From deep inside me, energy burst forth, raw and blinding. Soldiers were flung back like leaves in a hurricane. My veins burned with alien fire. Leora stared at me in shock. "You've awakened," she whispered before they dragged her away. Choice. The Syndicate offered me a deal. Return to my false life, forget her again, and I would be left in peace. Or fight for her, and be hunted until the end of my days. I stood at the edge of their warship, staring out at the stars. All my life I'd been a ghost in my own skin, a man searching for something he couldn't name. Now I knew why. I couldn't abandon her. Not again. With the stolen strength within me, I tore free of their hold and plunged into the heart of the ship. The corridors rang with alarms, but I moved as though guided by memory. I found her in a chamber of glass, restrained, her life force being drained into machines. She looked up at me, eyes wide with both hope and fear. "Elias!" I shattered her prison. Energy burned through me, nearly breaking me apart, but I didn't care. She fell into my arms, weak but alive. And in that instant, our bond reignited fully. Together we struck. A storm of light and shadow, human and alien, husband and wife. The Syndicate fell before us, their ship burning into fragments across the void. Epilogue. A love beyond death.